Hey, once again, good afternoon, everybody. How y'all doing? Y'all know who this is. This your boy Rod Thomas Jr. and this is the real news behind that fake news that y'all be getting on your TVs, your radios, wherever you get your news. If you're not getting it from here, you might want to question everything that you've learned. All right, again, today is Tuesday, overcast. Cloudy day here, December 20th, 2022. And real briefly, man, let me tell y'all how cold this game is. Now, if y'all go back and look at the video that I did earlier today, I stopped short. And what I'm actually doing now, I'm doing a lot of these Facebook Live videos, then I upload them to my YouTube channel. But we want to talk about Sam Bankman-Fried. Well, they call it, his name is Freed. He's a Jewish boy who is I guess you could say indiscretionate in his sexual views. He one of the multi-gender people, him and his girlfriend or whatever. But this boy just defrauded millions of people out of hundreds of millions of dollars in cryptocurrency. We talking about FTX, y'all. A lot of black people don't talk about this. A lot of y'all got money in cryptocurrency. And I'm not saying Bitcoin and all that is a fraud, no, but the way this thing is set up, I bet you can't go get to Bitcoin right now and get your money out, can you? So what happened was Sam Bankman-Fried, the Jew, white boy, young white boy who liked boys, girls, farm animals, whatever. This kind of lifestyle he was living with billions of dollars of people's money. And guess where most of that money was going, y'all? This is where it get deep. Most of that money was going to the Ukraine. Keep in mind now, you got to look at Joe Biden. Go back and look at the other video I did earlier. Joe Biden's linked to corruption in the Ukraine, which everybody know. This ain't no conspiracy theory. The Ukraine is probably the most corrupt government in Europe that just got $120 billion of your tax money, meaning every day you got up off your ass, went to work here in America, they took money out your check and sent to the Ukraine for weapons, which are turning up in Africa, which that's different. But let's talk about Sam Bankman-Fried. Do y'all realize that the Democrats was using this scam that is FTX to send money to Ukraine, which in turn came back through different channels as political contributions to the tune of almost $50 billion? Now, Sam Bankman-Fried is back in America, and guess what? They just gave him a federal bond. How many Negroes you know get a bond? How did Bernie Madoff get a bond? What Sam Bankman-Fried, even though it's Sam Bankman-Fried, I call him Sam Bankman-Fried. What he did was basically operate a Ponzi scheme that funneled your tax dollars to the Ukraine, then back to the Democratic Party here in America. Go ahead and look up when they asked Maxine Waters, was she going to, guess what? Joe Biden got almost 400 million or something from that FTX scandal. They not even talking about that shit on the news. They got y'all sedated. We sitting up here talking about entertainment, not realizing these folks are fucking over hundreds of billions with a B, close to trillions of your money on fraud. This is why I do so much. I do what I do here locally to try to combat the fraud locally, because really your politics start in your neighborhood. That's why you got to get out here now and hold Mr. Uncle Tom Arsenault accountable here in Shreveport. But guess what? Y'all just spit. Man, Americans are so great of people. We just say, fuck it. We're going to give $100 and something billion to the people in Ukraine to fight a war on behalf of the military-industrial complex that the people of Ukraine cannot win, putting us on the verge of nuclear war. And all the while, half that money that they sent to the Ukraine came back through backdoor channel as donations to the Democratic Party. Republican got some of that money too, so we're not just gonna put it off on the Democrat. Republican got a lot of that money from the FTX. But guess who ain't getting no money? The people who invested in that bullshit. And your government just got away with one of the greatest hustles in the history of mankind with that FTX scandal. That, man, y'all better go back and look at again. Look at what Elon Musk is putting out. If nothing else, really, Elon Musk is losing money with Twitter right now, but he's showing y'all something. How your government, through the corporations, have been corrupted. I'm talking about totally corrupted, not just a little bit. Your Democrats and Republicans are fucking corrupt because they just sent 150 billion, well, 120 billion right now since February. It only takes 50 billion to end homelessness in America, and we just sent 120 billion. They finna sneak before the Democrats and Republicans change in the House and the Senate. Coming up in January, they finna sneak another 37 billion. That'll put us at 150 billion that we done sent to the Ukraine. And niggas around here still talking about hands up, don't shoot. You got homelessness in America in the big cities, not even in just big cities. Drive downtown Shreveport after 5 o'clock at night and see the homelessness. That's not including the people that have found shelter in the woods around here. That your government tell them, well, you can't even burn a fire in the woods and have a homeless camp because they can't afford to be housed. But we just sent 120 billion, fishing to send another 37 billion. Y'all pay attention to the legislation. As soon as you get off this, go look at what they're doing right now in the omnibus bill. The omnibus bill, that means at the end of the year they lock so much in budget for Social Security, the budget of defense. Guess what? Your department, your budget, your defense budget. Guess how much your defense budget is every year in America? Close to $800 billion. $800 billion is what we give the military-industrial complex every year. Not to mention, with the recent pandemic, look how much money Pfizer made. Pfizer was making almost $30,000 a minute during the height of the pandemic because your government, corrupt ass, colluded with the pharmaceutical industrial complex to force you to put something in your arm that right now they're telling us when the people when organizations do a Freedom of Information Act for what was in that Pfizer vaccination, they said we need 75 years to release all that information. Why the fuck does it take you 75 years to give away the information that it only took you 6 months to invent that motherfucking vaccine? They trying to make sure all of us dead before they tell us what was in that vaccine, and your government forced you to get that shit in your arm. That was a crime also. So anyway, y'all stay tuned, man. We're going to come back a little bit harder. Well, now I got to go to work this evening, so we're going to come back tomorrow. Y'all be blessed.